I'm actually going to really enjoy doing this review, and I mean that. And by the way, the company that makes the item I'm about to review, the reason why I'm wearing this robe, since they've probably not seen any of my videos before, is that I made this myself on the sewing machine. I used to do a lot of skydiving, and I've broken probably in my life like 5 sewing machines. Now, this company that actually makes these, is a small family-ish like company, as far as I know. I mean, it's relatively a small company. And I know that they actually work on the sewing machines too. You're not actually good on a sewing machine until you've broken at least 2 or 3 4 sewing. Anyway, I cut this pattern out myself, and I made it on a sewing machine. It's actually twill hemp, so I thought I'd wear that in honor of them, since their company is a completely American-made product. They do a lot of work on sewing machines. By the way, I bought this product. This product's actually so popular that currently there's a 6 to 8 week waiting period. It's Underground Quilts. It's UGQ.com. I told them I'd do a review. By the way, I'm going to give proper perspective, because there's a lot of video reviews on YouTube, or just in general. Someone says, yeah, this is the best thing in the world. It's like, well, what the hell do you know? I mean, what is your spectrum of knowledge on this product to say it is really awesome? I mean, you could be totally honest about something, but, you know, compared to what? That's actually kind of like my catchphrase now. When someone says, this is awesome, I'm like, compared to what? Like when I review lenses, and I own countless hundreds of lenses and tested thousands of them, I know compared to what. And since I don't actually normally review products like this, I'm going to review a quilt. And this is, by the way, the new, far, far superior alternative to a sleeping bag. Let me give you proper perspective. Even though I'm fat, kind of like a butterball right now, I am going to get back into hiking and backpacking, but I have done a lot of backpacking and hiking in my day, including hiking to the bottom of the Grand Canyon, which is, I'll never forget that, unbelievable. And spent a lot of time researching backpacking and hiking gear, as well as sleeping mats and sleeping bags. And by the way, all the hardcore professional backpackers and hikers have gone to this. That's why there's basically, not only because of the fact that it's a small company, but all the hardcore they've realized the endless advantages, the weight advantages, and also you know, the comfort level of actually having a quilt. Now, everybody knows what the hell a quilt is, right? It's a rectangular piece of fabric, or it could be filled with down. And of course, this one's filled with ultra high quality 950 lofting goose down. Of course, you can be able to get it in 800 and 850. By the way, I paid for this myself. I didn't get any discounts on this. But I'm going to give you a proper perspective. I've owned at least a dozen of the absolute best and most expensive sleeping bags that money can buy. I'm going to show you an example of one here in a second that I've owned for ages. I've got 3 more ultra high quality, you could almost say I have a thing, you know, for goose down. I really do. I know the difference between high quality goose down and Chinese garbage that is full of feathers. You can actually feel it, and you can feel the feather quills poking you. So I know me what quality is. Not only that, I actually know how to use a sewing machine, if this robe doesn't give you an indication. So let me give you an example. Like I said, I got 3 more sleeping bags in the back. I think 2 is sufficient to give you an indication. This is an ultra high quality marmot. And by the way, you should never, the only reason I brought these out in the not the compression sacks, but they're stuffed sacks, is just to be able to get it in the video, because I can't have, especially this next one, which is absolutely enormous. But you should never, because it actually messes with the loft of the bag, you should actually take a good high quality goose down sleeping bag, or in this case, I'm going to get to the quality product here in a second, and hang it on the wall, or, you know, somewhere where it's not going to be disturbed or get dirty or whatnot, so it actually maintains its loft. So I don't actually store them this way, since someone's going to leave a comment. This is a real high quality 10-degree marmot 800 fill goose down bag. Here, by the way, the next one, I've had this one for a long time. This is basically the best that money can buy, but it's a sleeping bag. And if you know anything about sleeping bags, and of course I'm a fat guy with wide shoulders, you can't do a lot of turning. I do a lot of twitching and turning in the middle of the night, and this is where sleeping bags really suck. There's a lot of downsides to sleeping bags. Also, too, you're actually paying for extra material that, of course, adds weight to your pack. On and on and on. Everybody that uses the sleeping bag knows the downside of sleeping bag, including this, basically the most expensive one. There are a couple that are more expensive. They're really, really rare. But this is a -40 below, 850 GOOSE-DOWN fill, really high quality. This is an $850 sleeping bag, by the way. This is the Marmot Coombs or CWM bag. Literally, if I took it out of this this is not the compression sack, but the stuff sack. If I took it out of this stuff sack, it would literally pop up like a popcorn kernel to about 3 times, literally, about 3 times this size. I mean, you know, if the crap hit the fan and you had to sleep outside in Antarctica, this would keep you alive, literally. I mean, it's absolutely huge. It's absolutely enormous. The only reason I brought these out here, since these are not made by this company I'm about to talk about, is just give you perspective, because I've actually, even though I'm a fat guy and haven't done much hiking or backpacking recently, I not only know what quality sleeping bags are, but I also know what quality is, especially examining this quilt. And this is a Bandit XL. They actually sell a lot of different stuff in their quilts. This is XL, of course, they should just call it the Bandit for fat guys. But of course, it's available in several different lengths and widths. But also, too, you can customize it. Mine is actually a 950 fill. Now, basically, 99 or 100% of their quilts are, you know, just normal colors. You can actually choose your interior color, your outer color. You can also choose your outer shell fabric, whether it's a MRS 10 or MRS 20. And you could choose a full taper. I actually prefer a no taper. It means, of course, the taper was towards your feet. The quilt tapers. On this, it's a no taper. You could choose a draft collar. Actually, a draft collar is a really good idea, but I didn't want a draft collar. I actually got this one as a garage sale. They actually have a garage sale section where there'd be, you know, like a possible return. And I found one that's some, you know, basically for a fat guy. This one's 65 by 7/8 long. And you also can get different box styles. This one's actually a zipper and drawstring. Foot box style, and there's conventional foot box, just like a regular sleeping bag. And you can also choose and purchase overstuff, not only for the entire quilt, but actually also overstuff for the foot box. And you have all these options where you can customize your quilt exactly how you want, including the fill power, whether it be 800, 850, and it gives you a total down here. As the options you choose, it updates instantly as far as what it will run you. Let's say you want an 850, and you could choose mine's a 10-degree bag, 10 degree Fahrenheit or negative 12 degrees Celsius bag. That, of course, is going to up the price. You could choose overstuff. Of course, I'm a fat guy. I want 65 width. And I want 78 inches long, and you can choose your color, and there's all these custom colors. And since this one was a garage sale, sort of, a discounted one that I bought, I don't mind that it actually has called a Lagoon Nebula. It has not a psychedelic, but it has a freaky outer print. That's not mostly what they make. This one just happens to be a stellar print on the outside. I actually spent a lot of time going over this quilt, and I'm going to show you some of the fascinating features and talk about why basically all the hardcore backpackers have gone to this now and the advantage. You can actually see here at the base there's actually drawstring cord with 2 spring latches that you can actually draw, and there's a snap at the bottom that lets you actually snap the foot box closed. Even though it actually closes the hole off, there's still a hole here, but it also actually zippers up to roughly a little over 2 feet above the base of the quilt. But what I wanted to actually have is something that served a dual purpose, in that, you know, other than backpacking and hiking, that you could actually use this for like really cold days. An ultra high quality down quilt. Of course, everybody knows what a quilt is. You know, it's a square rectangular piece of fabric, but this turns into the better option, the superior option to a sleeping bag. And the sleeping bag issues is you have to, you know, it doesn't matter what size you choose. None of them are that wide, and you can't twist and turn in them well. You know, there's a lot of issues to sleeping bags if you've ever used a sleeping bag. This one lets you unzip it, like for using it in cold temperatures indoor on your bed. Is you just undo this, you release your drawstrings out, you undo the snap at the bottom, and it turns into a perfectly rectangular quilt. I actually, since, you know, I'm actually skilled on a sewing machine, I'm kind of rusty right now, is that I actually held this up to the light, every square inch of this, and you can actually see the Lagoon Nebula print that's actually on the outside of this, which is kind of freaky-deaky, not really, but, and it's not normally what they make, but it's a custom print. But since I got a discount on it, not from me, It was discounted because it was in the garage sale section of UGQ Quilts, and I'll put the website below. I don't think it's bad because I've always loved stellar. This is a Hubble Space Telescope image, and it's called the Lagoon Nebula. So it's kind of a freaky deaky outer print. You could choose your own interior color and your own exterior color. It's really, really smooth. Something it's ultra high quality, made in America, incredible stitching. If you take care of it, it's going to last forever. Incredibly warm, incredibly soft. I mean, really. I got a thing for GOOSE-DOWN and ultra high quality. I know what quality is when I see it. I've been wanting to get one of these for a long time, but I didn't want to wait to 7 to 8 weeks because it still says that up here at the top. And the reason why it's a 7 to 8 week turnaround time is because this is it. This is what, sleeping bags, people are like, yeah, I'm going to get a sleeping bag. Yeah, no, this is it. And the main reason I wanted one of these is also, so like I said, it serves a dual purpose. So you could use it just as a regular, ultra high quality, ultra high loft, true, serious, ultra hardcore GOOSE-DOWN. Oh man, to sleep under. Oh my God. Anyway, whenever every square inch of stitching on this, and also too, if I could actually see any light, through the actual quilt, holding it up to the light, that's why you could actually see the fill. And of course, right now you can see the print that I'm holding it up against the camera. And, there's no like dead spots like you would see on Chinese junk, which of course not only is it not high quality, it's poorly stitched. And you would see, this is nothing like that. I mean, you don't see dead spots where a bunch of the light passes through. The stitching is all incredible. I mean, this is the shiz. This is literally the shiz. Anyway, so you actually have this foot box like a normal sleeping bag of about a little over 2 feet on this particular design. And I love the fact, you see, you could actually order it where it's actually permanently sewn together at the bottom and or it tapers, but I didn't want that. I wanted one that could be turned into an actual quilt that you could actually sleep with. It uses a high-quality YKK zippers. The actual cordage used for the string at the bottom. I know a lot about cordage too, by the way. The best that money can buy. There's no like bad stitching spots, and actually the main part up here, I look at stitching. I'm like one of those very few guys that looks at stitching, where they didn't actually drag the sewing machine up here and release it and cut it. No, they actually came up here and then came back. Everything is real high quality. 100% made in America. Very high quality. Extremely reasonably priced. Like I said, and there's nothing else out there that you can customize to this level. And this is ultra, of course this one's not super lightweight. Mine is just under 3 pounds, but that's because I wanted a huge one because I'm a big fat guy, right? The R value, when you be using this for hiking and camping, since your back is exposed, you have your foot box, so your entire body is wrapped up to just around your butt. The exposure on your back from about your butt up to your neck is exposed, and the R value, the protection value, needs to be coming from your sleeping mat. But this is all what all the thru hikers and backpackers are using now, because it reduces weight. And that's what you don't need. Only thing you need is like a space blanket at the very most. Is super cool. Like I said, this is a 10-degree quilt, but your R value is coming from your pad. So you need a really good quality sleeping pad, obviously so, not like a junk one, but just even a foam roll-up. But I mean, obviously it needs to be relative to the conditions that you're actually hiking or backpacking in. But this one, this is really, really awesome quality. I was actually more impressed once I got it than I was expecting. Like I said, I got this at a discount, but the discount was for everybody because they got a section up here called Garage Sale. And you just click on it, there'd be like something with like a minor factory defect, Garage Sale quilts. They also sell tarps. So right now there's none, but when I bought mine, there was like 3 things available, including this was like, oh my God, they got a fat guy size. And you get a significant discount on it because it's in the garage sale section. And also too, I don't mind the fact that it's this slightly freaky, not psychedelic, but this stellar image on the outside. But literally, I spent a bunch of time going over the interior looking for dead spots and looking at all the stitching. And this is a serious high quality. I mean, I could see why there's a 6 to 8 week waiting period on this, because this is the quality, and I know quality. I know I don't normally do reviews on stuff as my microphone gets hot. I know I don't normally do reviews on stuff like this, obviously so, but my point of bringing out these other quilts, not quilts, but sleeping bags, is I've also owned actually the most expensive North Face, back when North Face was making super ass hardcore sleeping bags. I've owned the best North Face. I've owned the best of the best of the best that money can buy, of ultra high quality down bags and sleeping bags, and used them, and I actually do know what I'm talking about on that front. I'm not like a guy, hey, this is a great product. And then, someone with a brain says, compared to what? What the hell do you know? That's the reason why I brought these out and talked about them for a little while. I was like, yeah, I actually do know. So, anyway, check out the site, Underground Quilt, and also give them a call. I don't know how big the company is. I mean, they might have like a dozen employees. I don't really know how many employees they have, but I know it's a relatively... They also have a YouTube channel. They'll actually go over the options on their quilts and whatnot in their YouTube videos, showing you. And of course, you can see it here. The Bandit quilts. They go over an overview of what you can and can't get as far as options. This is on their website. I've seen this video like 6 times, and he shows you, the zipper draw cord and the quilt and how it lay completely flat and how it actually attaches to your sleeping pad. So anyway, I appreciate taking your time, and I just wanted to talk about this really high quality USA made product that's relatively quite inexpensive. I mean, it's a high quality product. I mean, it's not like, you're not buying like a a $40 piece of junk at Walmart for camping that you're going to freeze your butt in and scratch you to death and made out of toxic chemicals. I mean, this is high quality. This is the serious stuff. And I don't mind the psychedelic. It's not psychedelic. It's not a paisley pattern. However, I did notice that they actually sell paisley patterns. They actually have it underneath special patterns down here. This is specifically called a OD outdoor ink fabric pattern. This is a special order pattern. But anyway, check out their website. I'll put the link below. And I don't want to snag my nice quilt on anything snaggy over here. And thanks to Outdoor Quilt for making such an incredible high quality product. I said I have no affiliate links to this site. I have no discounts that I got from them on this at all. And I really appreciate buying it. Finding high quality, awesome made products that are American made is just like impossible now, but this is it. Thank you so much for watching, and thanks to Outdoor Quilts for making such high quality products. Peace out, Girl Scout.